Welcome back to the Steve Champagne Radio Show. Welcome back, I Love Music Army, Kiss fans, and everybody who is just hearing the news now of what happened earlier today, where Donald Trump has reunited the original members of Kiss. But before I get into this incredible story of the Kiss reunion and all the information that we have right now, I invite you to join us, the I Love Music Army, where we talk all things music, entertainment, even some sports. We would love for you to be a part of our entertainment family. I read every single comment, and I'm excited to hear what you have to say or type. I am not AI, and I will respond, especially if it's a great comment. And trust me, I have a lot of questions for everybody out there as this news is coming in right now. Well, it's finally happened. Hell has frozen over because Donald Trump has managed to do what Kiss themselves have not been able to do in 25, 30 years? I can't remember the last time all four of them were in the same room at the same time, but I'm sure some of you rabid Kiss fans out there would know the answer to that. It's been so long ago, I can't get the date in my head, so I'm not going to try, but here's the facts. Let me tell you the facts as we know them, as this story is just breaking right now. Trump, who's now the chairman of the Kennedy Center, personally announced that Kiss, Sylvester Stallone, George Strait, and Gloria Gaynor, along with Michael Crawford, will be honored in December, and he is going to host the ceremony himself. Now, I was told that they weren't going to do this with Kiss unless all four original members would attend. And it has been verified by a few sources, actually, that all four members will be attending this event. It has also been verified that Kiss is not going to be on the stage at the same time or anything like that, nor has it been announced the musicians that are going to play the Kiss songs, only that all four original members will be in attendance. So I have a lot of questions for Kiss fans out there, and I would love to read your response to this. All right, let's start with question one. Do you think that they're going to sit together? And what I mean by that, no, not where all four members are sitting exactly next to each other. I mean, like there may be a person in between them, a wife, a girlfriend, a daughter, somebody like that. Do you think they'll sit together, or do you think Gene will be here and Paul will be over here in another suite and Ace will be over here? Do you think they'll sit together? That's question number one. Question two, do you think any of them will take the stage? I personally don't think any one of them will come down and take the stage, but you know how they do love the spotlight. And question three, and this is probably the most intriguing question where everybody's going to have a lot of opinions on. I want to make sure that we have the camera right on me as I look you right in the eye, because this is what this question is all about. You got the four of them in the same room at the same time where they can look each other in the eye and say things to each other. You're on the phone, you got something to say. It's easy to say something behind closed doors or typing in an email, but when you got to look somebody in the eye and you got to say something to their face, that's a whole different ballgame. Okay, and I know some of you know what I'm talking about. I don't think there's going to be an altercation, don't get me wrong, but reconciliation, you know how Kiss loves the money. Gene and Paul love the money, and Peter's got a new record that's supposedly coming out here anytime now. I don't know, I haven't checked into what Ace is doing as of late, but the big one show, one time, in one city, probably New York, where it all began, to have the original members do it one time, not 20 times, not because, they film it, they put it on DVD, they do like Ozzy did, the farewell show. Do you think it could possibly happen? It's a very emotional moment. You're being honored. The President of the United States, you have all this stuff going on. There's going to be a lot of emotion. I can't imagine the amount of emotion that'll be inside each person's body as they take in the moment that their rock music, which some consider to be devil worshiping because of the makeup and the blowing of flames and explosions and stuff that was talked about back then when Kiss first came out, to be able to look down, see all these people, the President of the United States, other dignitaries, and be overwhelmed with empathy or, these are my bandmates. We did this together. We were on the table together. Yeah, we went through a lot of stuff. And then maybe some kind of something comes out of this for Kiss and Kiss fans in a positive way. The real final show of Kiss, similar to the Ozzy thing, because Ozzy's the first one to do it. He says, this is it, one show, goodbye. Then he passes away. And then you have the emotion of Ozzy doing that and then passing away, making, you're not them. You're a fan. You're not in Kiss. You've never been in Kiss. But I don't care about the money. I don't care. There is something that you're a human being. Maybe, do you think? Possibly. What do you think the chances are? I say the chances are a one show. I would say the chances are between 30 and 40%. I would say that's what the chances are. I wouldn't give it any higher. That's my opinion. What's your thoughts? I read every single comment. I would love to read what you have to say about the 3 questions that I just posed to everybody out there. In the meantime, I say to you, keep the music playing, man, and the good times rolling. We'll be back at the Steve Champagne Radio Show. Join us.